Let's talk about why Google starts up new companies or will buy a new company only to just shut it down a few years later. There's actually a really good reason why they do this, and it's intentional on their part. For context, this comment was on my last video where we talked about the risk of Google Home being shut down by Google as a smart home platform. If we don't know, Google has this history of just shutting down products all the time. So much so that there's actually this website called Killed by Google. It's almost comical, where it's just a huge list of all the products and services that Google has killed over the years. There's actually 294 of them. Now, at first, this seems like an absolute terrible business move in that they're just throwing away money by getting these companies and then just shutting them down after spending billions of dollars on them. But here's the thing, they're actually doing this intentionally. Fun fact, I'm a huge finance nerd, so I've read a lot of Google shareholder letters from over the years, so that's where I get a lot of this information from. Okay, so we know Google is this giant company, right? We all know that. They have absolutely insane amounts of money. What we also know is their main business is search and data. They make money by selling ads to people that are searching for things online, and the more data they collect, the more accurately they could serve those ads to people, which means more money in their pocket. That's their main business. That's what they're focused on. Now, when you're a company that's that big and you're making that much money, there's only really two paths forward to be able to grow. One is collecting more data and keep feeding the beast that is your main product, which is search. And then the other path is finding an absolute fucking home run of a new product to add to your ecosystem. And when I say home run, I mean something that's absolutely huge. Google couldn't give a shit about a product that makes them 10, 20, 30, 40 million dollars of profit. For something to be worth their time to worry about and sustain long term, they're looking for a unicorn. They're looking for something in the hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to have it worth being added and managed actively in their portfolio of companies. So, why do they keep buying companies and throwing them away? One, when they buy a company, they get all the data associated with it to loop back to their search product. They get a whole bunch of R&D, which is both data that they could use to fuel things or research and development to go towards other products that they might be working on they could add things to. Traditional path to do that would just be starting the company yourself, learning all of those things. But when you have money as an asset, it's much easier to just pay for those things, even if you have no interest in the end product itself. And the second is they're just rolling the dice, trying to find that billion-dollar product. Tens of million dollar products, you could spec those out, but you need an element of luck to hit a billion-dollar product in a sustainable industry. And there's no other real way to do that than just trial and error. And there's no reason to just string something along if it's only making you a few million dollars a year when your goal is to find those billions of dollars. So their plan is to just keep investing those resources to find that big thing that hits and then kicking everything to the side that doesn't hit and grabbing all the resources they received from it. Again, R&D and user data, which is the big one. And there are downsides to this as a consumer, but the best thing you do is just be educated on this, understand why they're doing it. This is why when I talk about Google Home, well, I'll never use it because Google Home can be susceptible to this same life cycle. But when Google does support a product, they usually do it very well. They're willing to invest the money and get it over the line, but you do carry that risk. I think Google is an amazing company. I think what they're doing is what they need to do to keep growing and keep offering the value that they're offering. Hope that makes sense. If you guys disagree with me or if you have any questions, please let me know because I really like talking about this stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.